Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, Patio Joe. You can find me on Twitter at Patio Joe Ref, and I'm joined here tonight by my man on the East Coast. He's only going to get a few hours of sleep, but he don't care. He said, fuck it. Here we go. My man, Cuse. Say what's up, Cuse.
What's going on, nation?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about Wednesday's slate. It's a 12-game slate. We'll get into it real quick. Just a few things we want to talk about right now is first off, the Ezekiel Elliott news came down saying that he is now suspended for 6 games, but he can play week 1. Like I said when we were talking before, only in the NFL can you be suspended, but yet still play week 1. So, what do you think of this? What do you think is going to happen, and what's your opinion on it?
This is like bizarre. Like, if you ever watch Seinfeld, this is like Bizarro Jerry World. Like, if I'm Elliot, like, just sit out, start from week 1. Like, the whole thing baffles my mind. I don't. As far as the DFS season-long aspect, like, I'm probably not even playing them in week 1 anyways. It's going to be a shit show. So, like, as far as the NFL part of it, I don't get that either. So,
yeah, For me, it's like we were saying before. Like, I just wish the NFL would make up their minds. Like, you either have a conduct policy and you can't, there's no, trying to, go against them in law and court of law or anything. Once there's ruled down, that's what it says. Judge and jury is the NFL, or don't have it. One of the two. Like, it's so. I hate this every time Goodell does something, a player challenges it, and now it's like this long process that we got to get drugged through. When it's like last time, Brady still served the 4 games. You just serve it, and for season long for me, like, I wasn't drafting Zeke anyways. I'm not somebody that completely 100% looks at somebody's schedule. But if you're gonna tell me that I'm not getting Zeke for 7 weeks. That's including the bye or whatever. And then on the playoffs, weeks 14, 15, and 16, Zeke has to go to New York, go to Oakland, and then is home against Baltimore. Those aren't 3 cupcakes. It's not like something I want to invest in. I don't care how good you are. Those are not good matchups. Those are 3 good defenses. 2 of them are on the road that are going to want to stop Zeke. So you can have him. That's the way I look at it. Have Zeke, and obviously in the middle of the season, he could be good if you could somehow patch together something, but for me, it's just this whole situation is just stupid. It's like just get it over with, Like, go one way or the other. That's the way I look at it.
I thought I saw somebody had told me that there was some NFL person had come out and said that they didn't even think the suspension was going to go through, and then that was like recent, and then I heard that like this tonight, and I don't know what's going on.
And then they switch. It's just weird that he can still play this week because they didn't file it within time. It's just, I don't get it. It's stupid. Anything else? But obviously tomorrow night, everybody remember to join the live stream. Me, Paulie D, and CK. We're going to be going over week 1, and so Q's ain't going to be with us, but he'll probably be in the chat, obviously. So Q, tell me about week 1. Like, give me like 2 or 3 players that, like, I don't know, I want to say like kind of off the board, not obvious, don't give me Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, David Johnson, don't give me those players you like, you know what I mean? Like, I got a couple players.
My picks, man.
I know. I got a couple players that I like that I'm in love with this week that are not necessarily off the grid, but definitely, like, for instance, one of my players I love this week is Larry Fitzgerald. I just love his matchup to this week against the terrible Lions defense. Their secondary, they lost one of their corners and that are hurt, so they're just going to be peppering Larry all day. So, I mean, like, that's somebody like that. Obviously not an obvious play, but who you looking at?
For me, I'm a rare breed when it comes to NFL. NFL, I wait till the last minute to do my research. A lot of people spend all week looking at it. It's just not what I do. But I knew we were going to talk about it, so just for you, just for you, I did some research.
Oh, good, good.
So I'll give you one per position. That sound good?
Sure.
So I love Andy Dalton. I think I think the Bengals are going to have that bounce back year. You're going to see the Andy Dalton that you saw a few years ago, and the Bengals are going to to play good. So I love Dalton. He's pretty cheap everywhere. I don't think people are really high up on him from what I've seen. The other for running backs, I love Darren Sproles. Like, I've been watching some of the Eagles, and Blunt just doesn't look like he fits very well in the offense. They've been trying to keep Sproles, like, from getting hurt. He hasn't really played much in the preseason, but I think just from what I saw from their offense, he's going to be more valuable than Blunt in that offense. And he's another guy, like, in a few of my leagues, like, he's nobody even drafted him. So that's just somebody to keep an eye on that, I had some interest in. As far as wide receiver, I think Doug Baldwin. I know Seattle's a run heavy team. They're a run first team, but I think it's Baldwin's gonna have a big year this year. Somebody I'm high up on. So I liked him at wide receiver. And then at tight end, I love Zach Ertz. I think Zach Ertz is gonna have that breakthrough year that everybody's been waiting for.
And this week you like him too, or
Zach Ertz?
Yeah,
I love Zach Ertz this week. He's probably it's between him, Brate. Well, Brate, now that the whole Tampa being killed me because season long I have a ton of Buccaneers. I was really high on the Buccaneers. I think they're one of the teams that from last year everybody has high expectations for. So I love the Brate. So with them not playing right now, I love Olsen and Ertz. Those are my two top tight ends for week 1.
All right, so I'm going to just give a little bit of I'm going to go off the grid a little bit here. Here's my upset of the week this week. I'm going to give a little bit of a taste. My upset of the week is the San Francisco 49ers beating the Carolina Panthers. Last 2 years, San Francisco has opened up at home. 49ers 20-3 over the Vikings. Last year, they shut out the Rams at home. I don't know what it is. The first game of the year, they are fired up in Frisco. So I am calling, I think Brian Hoyer at 6,500 on FanDuel is a great value. He's going to be peppering Pierre Garçon. And don't sleep on Carlos Hyde this year. There's nobody else right now.
I love Hyde.
I think that's a low-owned, very, very low-owned play this week that I might have a little bit of exposure in because you got to get off the grid on this week, and people don't realize that for some odd reason, man, those Niners, they played good at home on that first game the last few years, so why not this year? Right. Cam's got to go across the country. He hasn't played all preseason. I don't see, why – that couldn't fly, but that's just a little taste of maybe what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I mean, Paulie D will probably be like, "Hey, yo, no," but he don't know about Frisco.
Wait, do we have time? I got 2 quick questions for you. I don't know
sure,
if we get.
Of course.
I've heard we listen to the same fantasy radio daily, and there's a lot of people are high up on Roethlisberger this week. I'm a diehard Steeler fan, and they think that this year his splits are going to be different. I'm sorry, I think it was if it meant that much to him, and it was such a big deal that he had a chip on his shoulder, his splits would have changed a long time ago. What's your take on Roethlisberger week 1?
My take is that I can't believe that it's a 10-point spread on the road in a division game when his splits have been that bad. Le'Veon Bell hasn't taken a snap. He hasn't played. He just reported last week. I think if that's another team that I think should be on upset alert. If I was a betting man, which I don't bet lines, I would take Browns in the points. So that kind of gives you where I stand on Ben this week. That doesn't mean he can't have 3 touchdowns, but they're going to be fired up in Cleveland. First game of the year, they think they have hope. They got this rookie quarterback Kaiser. They got Britt. They got a decent running game. They got Duke Johnson. They got Crowell. So there's a reason to be a little bit optimistic in Cleveland, and they have this new defense with Myles Garrett. So you got to think that I'm tempering Nick this week until Ben goes out and shows that he can put up 350 and 4 on the road. Nobody's going to really be on him, I don't think.
I just think they're gonna. I know Bell just came back, but I mean, I just think it's going to be a very pass heavy. screen pass type offense, just getting the ball at the Bell all game. I think if anything, it's going to help him out. No, Bell. I don't think they're going to. Okay. Yeah, I think they're just going to hit him out of the backfield, and Bell's going to get a ton of points, and they're going to make him, pretty much, put his money where his mouth is. He wants to earn that money. They're going to make him earn it in that week one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead.
What's the other question?
What's your take on the Patriots running back situation? Who do you think is going to get the carries? That's really tough to figure out right now.
$1 million question. I think if my gut reaction is Burkhead.
Oh, perfect. 100% agree.
That's what I think. I think Burkhead is going to be the guy that I think everybody else thinks it's going to be Gillislee, but I think it's going to be Burkhead with a little bit of Dion Lewis and James White in the passing game, and then a little bit of a hot hand and stuff. But when it's on the goal line, it's going to be Burkhead.
I just think once they get going, it's going to be probably like 60% Burkhead. When they picked him up last year, like he finished those first few games with Cincinnati, and I had him all like those weeks, and the guy was just an animal. And once the Patriots picked him up, I think Belichick had a plan for him.
Yeah, it's funny. They picked him up fairly quick too, and it was they know when they swooped in on him. So I agree. I think that I wish I had some exposure to him in some of my season-long leagues, but I think when it comes to DFS, I don't know. I think I'd stay away from that running game at least right now. Yeah, that's for sure.
Danny Woodhead Jr.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get into this slate. It's a 12-game slate. We have a little bit of rain, a little bit of humidity, but it's 12 games, and there's some decent options on the board for pitching. We'll just get right into it. In Baltimore, Sonny Gray of the New York Yankees taking on Kevin Gausman and the Baltimore Orioles.
Obviously, the weather's a concern. It was today, and I had a pretty good feeling it was going to play out, but I just figured I lowered my exposure to this game a little bit. I didn't exit out, but I just, for that concern, I kind of lowered my player pool, and it killed me. And I kind of feel the same way tomorrow. I'm going to pay attention to the weather real close. The line's really close on this. There's some Yankees that had some really good BVP off Gausman. I think it was Gardner, Judge, and there was somebody else. I want to say it was maybe Castro. But there's 2 or 3 guys for the Yankees that have really good BVP off Gausman. I know he's been pitching well, so I'm probably not going to take Gausman. Same thing with Sonny Gray. The Orioles are just they always hit when they're playing against the Yankees. So I have I like both bats in this game.
That's good. Yeah. I look at this game and I think that you can go at it in both sides, and it's weird. Maybe you can explain this to me. I when it comes to reading baseball lines, it's funny because most of the time, one team has a minus and the other team has a plus.
Right.
Both teams have a minus. What does that mean?
Just means it's super close.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah,
it's pretty much no different than if it was right now I'm seeing minus 108 to minus 100.
Yeah,
if it was minus 110 to plus 110. It's really they're just pretty much saying it's even, and they want to get juice on both sides.
Okay. Yeah, I would say I kind of like Sonny Gray, but it's tough. These games right here, it's going to be humid. 83. It's going to be 83% humidity. So we got to be looking at that at your VMI. If it's through the roof tomorrow and the dew point, trust me, if Paulie texts us in the morning, hey, the dew point is at 7,700. It's the highest. It's only supposed to be at a 75, but it's at 7,700. You play everybody, okay? Then we know. But it's true, he might do that. And there's a couple places that are humid. So yeah, I kind of like this game. I'm staying off the pitchers because of the humidity, and I think it could go off, and I think it could be very, very plentiful. I think the run total is a little bit lower than I would expect. Don't you think?
What is it? I have them both almost 9.5.
4.6 and 4.5. That's not that much. I thought. I don't know. I would think it'd be a little more, but
it's still
decent.
But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I like the game from both sides. I think it's going to be, if the weather clears up, I think it's going to be super popular.
Yeah. Okay, next game is another rain game. Oh, Madon. Oh, Nick Pivetta of the Philadelphia Phillies taking on Tommy Malone. Tommy Malone. Damn, with the New York Mets. And he is a favorite. What in the world is happening? Please tell me you like everybody.
I was just gonna tell you, I don't like either pitcher.
Yeah.
I like my spots I don't think full stacks are in play, but I like certain players on each team. Like I think Rhys Hoskins, like he's probably like 12 home runs tomorrow.
Joseph, maybe. Rupp.
Yeah, all the righties. I mean, Malone just isn't any good. You know, the Mets, I don't know if they were hitting tonight, but they're still doing pretty good hitting the ball. They're great. Look at their value. Like you can guarantee if you're putting a lineup together, you need value. You can get one of their bats in because they're so cheap, and they've been hitting the ball. Like I know people don't want to play them because of the Mets, and they gave away their team. But I'm sorry, they're hitting the ball. Like I don't mind having a one-off with them for value.
You know what's funny though is like, wouldn't it just be completely appropriate? And if this happens, we need to keep this in the vault as the greatest call. Wouldn't it be something is that tonight everybody's on DeGrom and he gives up 9 runs, and then tomorrow everybody's like stack Phillies against Malone and he throws up like a 2-hit gem, shutout. That'd be total baseball right there. Like everybody would just be so tilted. It would suck. Anyways, I think you could play, like you said, players from both teams if you want. Maybe not a full stack. Let's move on to the next game. We have Jose Quintana of the Chicago Cubs taking on Garrett Cole of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I think both pitchers are in play here. The totals are kind of low. The weather's kind of cold. So, I like both pitchers in here. And I really don't have any interest in either one of the bats tomorrow for this game.
All right. Really? Okay, yeah. The wind's blowing out. I think that I'm going to look at some of the BVP maybe of these Cubs on Cole, and then if something comes up.
I didn't see any.
Yeah, but if you see here, the run total is down too, so they obviously are looking at a good pitcher's duel. And the thing I like about this game is their pitchers on FanDuel, they're both like 8-7. They're pretty much the same prices. So I kind of like that, to look at that as maybe an option. So you wouldn't be looking at Pivetta at 6.8 on FanDuel against the Mets tomorrow? Not at all?
No, thank you.
That's all right. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to say. Don't worry about it. We'll move on to the next game. All right. Jason Hamill of the Kansas City Royals is traveling to Detroit to take on Matt Boyd of the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Boyd's not in play for me. I have a little bit, like, for multiple lineups. I have a little interest in Hamill. CK had a great call today on Detroit. He mentioned how they crush lefties. And, every time I looked at my phone, there was a home run from Detroit. So I don't know what they ended up with tonight, but they're the opposite against righties with the lineup that they've been putting out. So definitely had some interest in Hamill. As far as Kansas City, I have interest in Merrifield. Merrifield was a guy that I was on big today. I know they didn't really – I think they scored 2 when I was looking. So I like Merrifield, Kane, maybe a little bit of Salvador Perez. I know he threw up another terrible game tonight, but he's super cheap. So, I mean.
I know. You're right. And you're right. And I didn't hear that. I only watched a little bit of the Y stream today, and that's a great call because half of the industry, everybody's watching this. I was also reading about in a lot of the industry, some real respected people in the industry were on Jason Vargas.
Same here. I was too.
So and I did some research on it, and I think I even wrote that he's a decent option as an SP2 just because strictly on a matchup, this lineup, when you look at it, is crap. But yet we know that McCann can just crush, lefties. We know that guys, Hicks, come on. What did he do? We didn't expect that. That's the thing. When they have games like that, those are just anomalies. But I like tomorrow the Royals. They're 5.3 runs. I mean, Vegas is telling us something. The Boyd, I mean, his last time out, he got absolutely just destroyed. I'm pretty sure with his start. Who's his start against last game? It was really he just got. I'm trying to call him up.
Was it the Yankees? Here, I'll look. I got it up right now. His last game was the Indians.
5 innings, 5 strikeouts, 1 earned run, but
bad.
It was against the White Sox. That was two. He gave up 5 earned runs in 6 innings, and he gave up 5 earned runs before. So it's like he's gonna give up some runs. I like the righties definitely for this Royals club. On the other side, I think Hamill is not a very sexy option because even though these righties don't hit much, I don't think he has much strikeout upside though either.
Right.
So.
I just can't figure out this Kansas City team. Like,
yeah,
you know, they're right now. They're like, you don't know what to expect. They look like they should be scoring a ton of runs, and they don't. Like, they're kind of, you know, like Moustakas. Moustakas, I don't know. I don't think the guy's got a point since Moby Dick was a minnow, man.
Yeah, that guy. You know that guy. I used to referee his games when he was a quarterback in high school.
Right.
He was a decent quarterback. He actually had a full ride to USC to play baseball, but he signed. Damn. Ariel Miranda had 6 no-hit innings today. I didn't get that memo. I was all in the Astros today. Jesus.
Okay. Don't get me going.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, let's move to the next game. Gio Gonzalez, French vanilla Gio Gonzalez of the Washington Nationals, taking on Dylan, I have no idea who you are, Peters, of the Miami Marlins.
Didn't Peters pitch? Let me look at his game log. Yeah, he pitched against the Phillies 5 days ago. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. I think that was a stream I did with Gaudsad. And me and Gaudsad actually, I think Gaudsad liked him, and I started to take a look at him. And after taking a look at him, I agreed with him. But I think with the way that the Nationals have been playing, like this Peters guy is definitely, you know, somebody you want to consider tomorrow, especially at 6.9. Like, he had really good minor league numbers, if I remember right, when we were talking about him. Washington's struggling. You know, I know Murphy can hit lefties, but I mean, until this team like shows that they have any sort of life, I have no problem using pitchers against them. Gio, the only guy, like, I don't mind Gio, but we know that you put Stanton against a left-hander, and it's like an automatic home run unless Slim Gady's been playing him. So tomorrow we're going to talk to Slim Gady. We're going to make sure he doesn't play him, and we're going to get a Stanton one-off. Yes. Besides that, I don't like any of the bats in this game.
What about Gio?
Gio, yeah. If we get Slim Gady not to play him, I like Gio.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, I haven't really looked at the entire slate of pitching tonight. Tomorrow, I think that there's a few options maybe I'm going to look at more, but he's definitely an option that I like for cash tomorrow. Gio, he's very vanilla. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that 60-point upside, but he's going to get you about 40, and I can deal with that too sometimes. It's better than 8.
Agreed.
Wrong. Fucking. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, Joe Biagini of the Toronto Blue Jays taking on Doug Fister. I barely even know her, of the Boston Red Sox, and it looks like we have humidity, 91%, wind blowing out, and it's a rain game. So I don't know about this game. I think it's going to be if it goes off, it could be
It's supposed to be terrible weather-wise up here in New England tomorrow, but did somebody like steal Doug Fister and, you know, enter his body? Have you seen this guy's game logs?
Yeah, I know. I don't get it.
This is his FanDuel, his last 6 games on FanDuel: 42, 41, a 13, a 52, a 40, and a 43. Like, if it looks good tomorrow and the weather's gonna play, like, how do you not consider this guy at 7.8? Like,
he must be fucking a lot or something.
He must be doing something. Yeah. He's definitely fistering somebody.
Yeah.
Biagini or whatever his name is. Like him, he's just trash. He's trash, but that being said, like, I mentioned it today. The Red Sox haven't hit since they stopped using their Apple Watches, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can. I'm gonna roster any of these guys. Even tonight was like 2-2 in the 12th one. I looked earlier. I don't know if they finished the game. So I really have no interest in the hitting, even the Red Sox. Until they haven't hit in like a week. So
I don't know. I think I like the Red Sox bats tomorrow if it goes off. I think that with the way it's going to be humid, the ball's going to be traveling, the ball's going to be drawing out to left. Biagini's terrible. I like it. Are we still everybody still with me?
yeah, I thought it wasn't a wind blowing out at like 15, 20 miles an hour tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at more of like just the humid part of it tomorrow. It's supposed to be humid, really humid. So that's what I like about it.
It's humid. It was humid today.
Yeah.
I had to turn the AC back on.
No. Ooh. Oh,
I didn't like that. Yeah.
Huh. Well, anyways, we're halfway through. So before we started rolling, CK was in the back. He was like, "Hey man, why don't you guys talk about this? Why don't you guys talk about this shit on the podcast? It is gold. This shit is gold, man." So okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm going to Vegas in less than 48 hours. So why don't we tell a Patio Joe Vegas stripper story? That's right. Okay.
Yes, I like that.
All right. So this one time I'm in Vegas. And this was a time where my boy he was trying to he's doing an interview or something for the fire department. So me and my other boy, we go and we go into this club, and we go to this strip club called Sapphire. Now, you ever go to Sapphire? This is like Toys R Us for guys. I mean, it's like it has 2 stories. The first story is like just wall to wall, just like tables, and there's just like a pack of like blondes and a pack of brunettes and there's packs of like there's like a pack of Halle Berrys over there. There's a pack of Scarlett Johanssons over there. I mean, just any type of girl, like any type, like you can't pick. So anyway, at the night, like what people don't realize is that when you go to a strip club, guys, when you're listening, when you go to a strip club, realize one thing: you are the hunted now. It's not the way it is at a regular bar. 100%. You are the hunted. They want something from you. You hold the power. You make them do things that they don't want to do because you have the green. So anyways, that's besides the point. So, but you go in there with that attitude, those girls like that. So I'm having these lap dances with this one girl. I go upstairs. You go upstairs to lap dance. It's a minimum 10 drink cover charge. You need to buy 10 drinks in like a half an hour at $15 a drink. So that's $150 on top of whatever you're spending, right? So like there's no way in guys green there you can drink 10 drinks in a half an hour. Not me. I mean, maybe you can't Cuse, but I mean this is like hard. This is like hard alcohol though. This is like so anyway, so honestly, what is like the goal of probably every guy when you go to a strip club would be like the ultimate goal would be to what? To go home with one of these strippers, right? So
no.
What? Yes.
No, I don't want to go home with her.
Okay,
No, I want to.
When you're single, okay. When you're single, okay. When you're single, I was single when this was happening. Okay. Disclaimer: this was like 16 years ago. It was a long time ago. Okay. So this was I was single, all right. So this girl takes me home. So I'm driving back. We drive back, and I'm thinking to myself, I have no idea where I'm going. We're going off the strip. We go to like this house, and like so we get we're doing our thing, and the whole time, like after we're done, like I'm laying in the bed, and it's like I'm sitting there, I'm like pretty much naked, and I'm like I couldn't sleep at all. I had just this thought in my mind, just like this black pimp just busting down the door. I had my shoes, my pants, everything ready to just like jump out the window and just take off. Thank God nothing happened. But oh my God, I just thought I was going to get robbed or whatever. Thank God she dropped me off at the hotel and I was safe. But yes, that was one of the stories of me in Vegas. But yes, I will be returning to Vegas in less than 48 hours, and it will be a fun time. I'm at the Fantasy Football World Championships, and I am looking forward to it. And hopefully I will be having some more stories to tell the nation, and we can also have more story time with Audie at a later date. And I definitely have some other good stripper club stories, not in Vegas, but I definitely have some that I will guarantee I have not heard a story that beats my story.
I think we need to do like stripper stories to the premium cast, so like family members cannot listen to these.
I know.
I like that.
Oh man! Oh my god! It's such a good story. People can't. They don't think it's true, but when I tell it with such like detail, they're like, "How could he be making this up?" You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I know CK's like, "Oh, is he going to tell the story now? Is he going to tell the story now?" No, I'm not. I'm not going to tell the story now. Yeah, I know he's got Mr. CK like sitting there with him. She's going, "You hired this guy, Christopher?" You know. So, anyways, let's get back to this slate. That was just a little bit of an interlude. And then now, this is good. This is why we're in a good mood. I want to even get in a better mood because we didn't have it today, but we have it tomorrow. Cole Hamels of the Texas Rangers taking on my boy Julio Teheran and the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta.
I think just based on the temperatures and humidities, you're going to get your normal Atlanta ballpark conditions. It's going to be good for hitting. So I'm off both these pitchers, and I think both these sides of the bats are going to be good for hitting tomorrow, especially if the wind blows out and the wind picks up a little bit. Right now, they got projected at like 10 miles per hour out. But if I can get 15, I'm going to be really excited.
Yeah. Of course, Gallo was going to be my play of the day today, and then it wasn't. Teheran got scratched, and literally I hit my head on the wall for about 5 minutes. I was very, very I was upset at that. But, Chu, Mazzara, Gallo, Odor, all the lefties I like. On the other side, Cole Hamels, I'm not into him.
Not in the spot.
Yeah, I don't like it. And it's, I guess, there's nobody really here. I mean, even a guy like, I've even heard of him, 2K, Rio Ruiz, he's a lefty, not going to do it. But yeah, let's just cross this game off. If Teheran's pitching, though, we're going to go with these Rangers bats. At least I am. Let's move on.
Suzuki is maybe in play. He crushes lefties,
Suzuki, yeah. I could take that. Yeah, I can dig that. I can dig it. All right, so we got Carlos Carrasco of the Cleveland Indians taking on Reynaldo Lopez in the Chicago White Sox.
Probably going to be the cash game lock for pitching tomorrow. Carlos Carrasco going up against the White Sox, struck out a lot. Carrasco's been pretty good. I mean, I think he's bad on the road. Is that what it is? His splits are worse on the road?
Yeah, no, he's better on the road.
He's better on the road. I always get him confused. I can never remember. So that helps us out more. I know the wind's blowing out, but after making that mistake the other day with the wind, I forgot who it was. Me and CK did the pod, and we kind of factored in the wind a little too much. So trying to get off that, but he's a minus 280 favorite. Like that's like Kershaw type, money line. So I like Carrasco tomorrow. I love the Cleveland bats. Cleveland's been hitting the ball, especially Jose Ramirez. I think he had another 2 tonight. So I think they're going to be pretty popular. Projected at 5.8. And I don't see anything that's even worthy of playing on the White Sox.
Yeah, Reynaldo Lopez is terrible. I am all about Carlos Carrasco and the cash game. Very lock in. He's the guy. I mean, he's a minus 280. It's just everybody was, everybody's going to go there just for the herd going there in cash. Mm-hmm. That being said, I don't know if we're going on, if you'll see someone as we go on, who would you pair with Carrasco as a SP2 on DK?
Let me look at their salary. So Carrasco is 12.6 on DK. I think he's going to be a lot of the guys I like tomorrow for DK2 are up there in price. So the cheapest guy that I like to pair him with is maybe this Jack Flaherty guy. I think he only had. I liked him last week against the Giants, but he had a bad umpire. So it all depends on, he's going up against San Diego. So you figure even if at 6.2, if he can go like 5 innings and get like 5-6 strikeouts and give up 2 runs, I'd be happy with it. So I like Flaherty. The rest of the guys are all like maybe a little too high priced.
What about Hamill?
No, not GPP. Which Hamill?
Jason Hamill.
Jason Hamill.
6'5" against the Tigers. Don't hit righties.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
Right. I'm just trying to throw out another option. Yeah. And what if the weather's okay? What about Fister then too? I mean, that's a little bit more, but it's still not that bad.
I don't think the weather's going to be okay, but
okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
What was his price?
7.6.
I mean, if you're going to pay that 7.6 for Fister, there's maybe
you might as well just fuck her.
Yeah, you might. I think you might as well just go other places.
Alrighty. Let's move on.
I can't even do this without laughing.
Wait, this is what I try and do. I'm trying to keep us going. This is why CK loves. Trust me, he's in the back right now, just laughing his ass off. His pretty little ass. He shaved today too. You notice that? Like he came every time he shaves. He is so pretty when he shaves because he gets it. He lets it really, really grow out to where he's like Mountain Man CK, and then one day he'll just show up and be like, "Hey, I'm pretty CK," So.
He shaved his ass. He didn't shave his ass. Is that what you said?
No, well, he might have. I mean, we don't know that. I mean, but he definitely shaved his face, and he's like, "Oh, I'm pretty CK today." So,
I know you had a man crush in chat today. I saw that.
I did. Well, I always have to whenever I come in late, I like to say something that really kind of announces my presence. I just want to say "Hey guys, what's up?" Oh, hey, you know what I mean? I like to say something gets your guys' reaction because I know it's a few minutes ahead. So I just sit there and wait and I just watch your guys' reaction. I don't even look at I don't even listen to what you're saying. I just wait for your reaction because I'll be seeing this and I'll see CK like this, go like this.
I know I do the same thing.
And it's because I know that he's hurt. He's seen what I just said. So that's why I do it. It's for your pleasure too. So, anyways, let's move on to the Coors game because it sounds like we've had a couple Coors tonight. Johnny Cueto and the San Francisco Giants taking on Kyle Freeland and the Colorado Rockies.
I think I've been off Cueto all year. I think the guy is just, I don't know what happened to him. He was being a diehard Giants fan, he was one of my favorite players. The guy was just solid. This year he's just been terrible. I've been targeting him more than playing him. So I have no interest in him, and I like Freeland more. He's so dirt cheap. He's 5'6". The Giants don't hit lefties. I mean, Freeland's put up a 15 for FanDuel. He's put up a 15, a 21, a 32, and a 28. At 5'6", if he gets me like a 20 or 25, I'm happy. And they're the favorite, so we should get the win. I kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I kind of have some interest in Freeland. As far as the bats, the only guy that I've been playing on the Giants has been Panic, and going up against a lefty, I'm not going to be playing him. So totally off those guys, and I kind of love the Coors guys, the Rockies guys tomorrow. I haven't really played them all week, but I think this is a good spot for him.
Yeah, I mean, Gerardo Parra is hitting 366 lifetime against Johnny Cueto. Cargo is hitting 343 against Johnny Cueto lifetime. He's got some good BVP. DJ LeMahieu, 345 lifetime against Johnny Cueto. So I like it. Tomorrow, it's a good way to go. As the other side, Freeland, if you want to go that way, I ain't going to tell you no. If it comes out right, that's fine. One thing, I want to go back to I know this is going way back to the Philly-New York game. I am showing that CK's favorite pitcher in the world, Matt Harvey, is starting tomorrow. So if that happens, how does that change things with the Phillies? Because Matt Harvey got crushed his last game out. So I think that, he got -6.
Harvey is actually about 10 minutes from where I live. He went to high school here. I know a lot of people that are friends with him. I told people earlier in the year, before he even started the season, that from people that were close to him, he didn't feel the same. Like even his confidence was down. And I told people that from the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I still haven't heard anything positive from him. Haven't seen anything positive from him. So like, if Harvey's pitching, it's be honest with you, it's no different than if Malone was.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're looking at guys like Nick Williams and some lefties now instead of the righties. So
yeah, I'm kind of upset that they raised Nick Williams was like 2-something the other day on FanDuel, going up against a righty, and now he's like 3-4. So it kind of hurt.
That sucks. So, anyways, that's just a little other note that I was just noticing. So, we got a few more games to go. Let's see here. We got about 3 more games to go. All right, Jack Flaherty of the St. Louis Cardinals taking on Dinelson Lamet of the San Diego Padres.
I love both pitchers in this game. The total's super low on both teams. Like, I told you earlier, like, I like Flair. I liked him last week until he's going up against the Giants. Giants were actually kind of in a hot streak. He had a bad umpire. The kid, he's supposed to be one of the Cardinals' top 5 prospects. So I really like this kid, especially against San Diego. Lamet, Lamet's been a favorite of mine all year. I think he does pretty well tomorrow. So I like both pitchers in this game, and I'm probably not going to touch any of the bats.
Yeah, I like Lamet as more of a GPP play.
Yeah.
And I definitely think Flaherty as a DK2 play is fine too. Both teams, they don't hit very well, especially if you got guys like Pham and Carpenter are going to be out again. Mm-hmm. That really kind of puts their lineup down. On the flip side, though, guys like Jose Martinez is pretty hot right now, and he's got a good price. So look at him.
2.2.
2.2. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Scotty too.
That's what he's doing. Yeah. It's crazy. I would love to sit down with the FanDuel people and just have them. It would just be amazing. I think that the video that you posted today about explaining women explains this more than the FanDuel pricing. And by the way, that was just classic.
Listen,
oh my God.
I saw that maybe 3-4 months ago, and I saved that shit on my phone. I showed my wife, and even my wife said, "You know what? It's 100% accurate."
When he says it goes from 4 to 10, because let's face it, there's no woman that's not at least a 4 crazy. Oh my God!
Yeah,
that
video is
the unicorn.
Yeah,
that doesn't exist.
Well,
woman that is hot that it's not at least a 5 crazy.
I'll have to post that on Twitter. So if you guys are wondering what we're talking about, I'll post it on the video on Twitter tomorrow.
Oh, man. Or the Danger Zone. That's your strippers. Your girls named Tiffany. Your hairdressers.
Oh.
I know. We're sorry. We will post it. It was, oh, man, priceless. Anyways, let's move on. Lance McCullers of the Houston Astros taking on Andrew Moore of the Seattle Mariners.
I have a lot of rage built up between this game because of what's going on tonight. When I looked, it was like, I don't even know what the score is now, but Houston I loved Houston today, and they kind of let me down. So, McCullers have been terrible lately, like just flat out terrible. Let's see, his last 5 games? He's given up 5 runs, 6 runs, 4 runs, 5 runs, 3 runs. All those games he's pitched at a maximum 5 innings. So I don't understand how you can play this guy tomorrow. It just makes no sense to me. Andrew Moore, I mean, he doesn't look very good, but I don't know what's going on with Houston. They play good one game, they don't play good the next game, so they're kind of in that I can't figure them out mode. But I kind of do like Seattle just based on what McCullers has been doing. Mm-hmm. You got Alonso, Cano, Cruz, Seager. Get a nice little mini, stack right there. So I have some interest in Seattle tomorrow. Even though they're projected only at 4.4, I think that they do all right.
Yeah. I'm totally with that. I'm right on cue with that, and I think that I would probably go back to the Astros if I saw some good matchups. Maybe a guy like Reddick or McCann, Derek Fisher down the bottom. That's some good value, something like that. But I see your point. It is tough. Sometimes these teams go through these just weird funks. And on the other side, McCullers, man, he was over 10K at the beginning of the year, or so at the end of the. And now he's 7-6. He can't figure it out. So I'd probably stay away from him, but yet I'd probably stay away from the Mariners too. All right, last game of the night. Taijuan Walker of the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on Kenta Maeda of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
So the course hangover redeemed itself today with Arizona sucking. So, I kind of have some interest in both these pitchers tomorrow. I know the run totals are so-so, but I kind of like Maeda. I still think Arizona's going to struggle a little bit, and Walker has actually been really, really good of late. He's got his last 3 games. He's got 5 innings, 6 innings, 5 innings, and he's only given up 1 run. So he's given up 1 run in the last 16 innings and strike out 17 batters. So he's getting like a strikeout per inning, and he's given up 1 run in his last 17 innings. That's pretty good. Dodgers are struggling. Like, I don't know what's going on with the Dodgers either. Like, that's your team. Maybe you can help me out figure it out, because they're like almost Houston. They flipped the light switch, and all of a sudden they just shut it down.
Yeah, they're going through a funk right now for sure. I don't know what it is. They're trying to find some sort of like elixir good lineup, because people have been hurt in and out. Corey Seager, his shoulder issue, and they really don't have a shortstop to play to really fill in for him. They got guys like Chris Taylor does it, Kike Hernandez does it, but there's really nobody that can like come in there and like stabilize the shortstop position. I think that, I kind of, as a Dodger fan, obviously if they win the World Series, they're going to be like, oh, they needed this. If they don't, they're going to be like, oh, well, they were, you could see the signs that they peaked too early. I really don't know. I just think the Diamondbacks are hot. The Dodgers aren't right now. In general, obviously tonight it's tied 1-1.
Right.
Maeda can go out there and pitch a good game. They got to stay away from. I mean, Jake Lamb at 3.3 is a good price. Even in that ballpark, I like him. Peralta at 3.4, not bad. Some of the lefties I like. Goldie being hurt, see if he's out. I think this is a decent game, but there's probably better places to go though tomorrow in general. So you probably find some better options.
Maeda's like last game out, he got hammered by Arizona, and then like the game before that, he did good. So he's kind of, both of them were at Arizona, so you don't really know what to expect from him tomorrow. And then at 8.3, I think that's kind of a lot of money to spend on a guy you're unsure about.
Yeah. Okay, so also guys, so that's it for the 12 game slate for Wednesday. Just to let you know that we have packages now for NFL, and you put in hashtag HooDieWho, and you get a discount 10% off of the package the whole NFL season. That means you get Cuse, me, Pauly D, CK, all of our smiling faces, and all of our great content for the season, and it's really great. We're really excited for that. And because of that, we're going to say screw MLB Pick'em. We're going to do NFL Pick'em, because guess what? I'm hosting, CK. That's right. We're going to do NFL Pick'em instead of the MLB Pick'em.
You better give me 2 seconds then.
Because you are you're not going to be here. So why don't we have a little fun tonight and do the NFL Pick'em? All right? Just tell me when you're ready.
Are we doing the 13 games or the 16?
The 13 games, I think. Yeah.
I'm good to go.
All right, here we go. Okay. Tier number. What happened here? Okay, tier number 1. We got Matt Ryan, Ben Roethlisberger, Marcus Mariota, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, or Cam Newton.
I'm going to break this down really deep. I think Ryan and Rodgers are going to be chalk. Roethlisberger, I don't like the splits. Mariota, I think, is going to be overrated this year. Same thing with Carr. So I love Cousins in this game. I think I'm trying to remember. I think it's a high total, close spread.
Mm-hmm.
So
what about Russell Wilson? I mean, that terrible defense.
I don't want that game. Just bothers me on both sides. Like from the Green Bay perspective in Seattle, I think it's going to be a good game, but I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as people think.
All right. So you want to go with? You said Kirk Cousins?
I like Kirk Cousins in this spot.
All right, let's do it. Kirk Cousins. Tier 2, we got Tyrod Taylor, Andy Dalton, Matt Stafford, Carson Palmer, Jameis Winston, Andrew Luck. What dumbass. I mean, Dak Prescott and Eli Manning. I think I like Dalton here. Dalton or no. You know what? I like Palmer, to be honest with you. I think Palmer's is in a better matchup.
I can see that, but I think Arizona is going to run the ball a lot more than pass. But Dalton or Palmer, because I think Taylor just came back. Stafford doesn't do anything for him, even with his contract. Winston's not playing. Luck is hurt. Dak, you never know. And Eli's terrible in the first week of the season. So I'm okay with either Dalton or Palmer.
I'm going to go with Palmer. I think Palmer's a little bit more chalky, but we went a little bit more off the grid with Cousins, so I think we can be a little bit more chalkier with Palmer. Okay, Tier 3, we got LaShawn McCoy, Julio Jones, A.J. Green, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, David Johnson, Dez Bryant, and Odell Beckham. So basically just the best 8 players in the NFL.
I wish they would just keep it position specific. Like, I don't like that they – it's the first time I've looked at it. I don't like that they combine running backs and wide receivers. I would have been happy if they would, they keep them separated. That being said, I would probably like McCoy. Like, I think people are going to be on Bell, Brown, Johnson. I think McCoy, he's going to get a lot of the snaps and the play. And I think the Jets, most good teams will stack up against that, but I think the Jets are so bad that they won't be able to stop it.
Yeah, I was going to say McCoy, Jones, or Green. I didn't like Bell, Brown, or Johnson just because I thought there'd be two things. But let's go with McCoy. Tier 4, we got Devontae, Mike Evans, DeMarco Murray, Amari Cooper, Terrell Pryor, T.Y. Hilton, Jordy Nelson, Doug Baldwin. The only person I'm going to say absolutely no to is Amari Cooper.
I love Freeman. I think, especially against Chicago, I think it's going to be more him than Matt Ryan in this game.
Yeah, I have Freeman as one of my top running backs of the week, which we will be getting that tomorrow. The Wise Take top 5s, all positions for week 1. Check it out, members. I'm not sure is that free? Is that gonna be free or is that just premium?
I don't know.
Yeah,
no, I don't know.
It's premium. Oh, it's premium. Yeah, it's premium. So okay, so tier 5: Jordan Howard, Martavis Bryant, Golden Tate, Jay Ajayi, Todd Gurley, Greg Olsen, Darren McFadden, Brandon Marshall. Personally, I think we should go with Todd Gurley. He might be the chalk, but the way I see it is if the Rams can't run against the Colts, which is probably the number one matchup defense, like the actual matchup wise, they're never going to be able to run. So that's why I like Gurley this week.
Yeah, I would say it's either Gurley or Howard, and I have no problem with either one. So I'm down with that.
Let's go with Gurley. And tier 6, Danny Woodhead, Isaiah Crowell, Lamar Miller, Leonard Fournette, Jaquiz Rogers, Marshawn Lynch, Ty Montgomery, and Christian McCaffrey. Ooh, they're all a bunch of
Ty Montgomery all day.
All right. I'll do
it. I mean, Woodhead, he's still we don't know what's going to go on with him. Crowell, I don't think he's going to get as much exposure. Miller, I'm not a big fan of. Fournette and McCaffrey, you don't know what they're gonna do, and Rodgers isn't playing, and Lynch, same thing. We don't know. Montgomery, we know he's going to get the ball.
Okay, so the next one, I have my choice, but we'll see. Larry Fitzgerald, DeAndre Hopkins, Crabtree, Jeffrey, Crowder, Watkins, Devontae Adams, Kelvin Benjamin. Personally, I want Larry Fitzgerald.
I think this is a really, really good tier.
There's a lot of good options.
I would say it's between Fitzgerald's, Hopkins, and Crowder, maybe. But I have no problem with either end of those 3.
All right, let's go with Fitz. Just pair him with Palmer. And then finally, Allen Robinson, Devontae Parker, Jarvis Landry, Eric Decker, Jordan Reed, Randall Cobb, Jimmy Graham, or Pierre Garçon. I love Garçon.
I don't either Garçon or if we're playing Cousins.
It's PPR. That's the thing I like about Garçon in this. He is going to get so many targets. like garbage time. That's the thing I think is the most. They're always going to be behind, and he just because you got to take out Landry and you're going to take out Parker because you don't know about the game.
Right.
Allen Robinson, I think the D is going to shut them down. I think Houston D is one of the best plays of the week, just strictly on a narrative sense. Everything they've went through, that defense is going to come out fired up. Pick 6, calling it. Against Blake Bortles, it's not even that much of a call.
The only other guy I like is Jordan Reed, and that's only, I mean, I like him in general.
With Cousins, too.
But we have Cousins, so, I mean, you know, they got really good correlation between one another.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes off, obviously Cousin, you know.
Right.
Yeah, why don't we go Jordan Reed just for a little that, and then so that's a first time doing the NFL pick'em. I hope CK's not too going like pulling out like his long hair or something like that. Maybe, you know. Well, I'm just hoping one day we can have CK do a show with just like the hair flowing. What do you think? You think we can do it? It'd be nice. So we got Kirk Cousins, Carson Palmer, LaShawn McCoy, Devontae Freeman, Todd Gurley, Ty Montgomery, Larry Fitzgerald, and Jordan Reed. That's our first Wise Take YouTube NFL pick'em because Patio Joe just wanted to do it today. Anyways, that's going to do it for us tonight here at Wise Take. We thank everybody for joining us. Cuse, I thank you for joining us. Say, you have any last words?
No, I'm ready to go to bed. Have a good night.
I'm ready to go to bed. I'm ready to just chill for a little bit, and then I'll probably go to bed in an hour or two. But everybody remember, join us tomorrow. It's going to be a live broadcast, like a live YouTube stream that we've done like on Sundays. We're moving it to Wednesdays. We're going to be talking about week 1, Paulie D, CK, Patio Joe. We're having fun talking about every game. We're going to be getting a lot of arguments, trust me, because when it comes to football, I'm even more opinionated than baseball.
Yeah. And make sure you guys check out the article. I mean, there's been a ton of content coming out. So
yes,
like every day there's like 2 or 3 things between the content and the models on the site. Like it's I agree. It's like a steal what you guys are gonna have to pay for it.
I agree. Yeah, it's really great, and we're going to be having. If you sign up, there's going to be a live stream before lineup lock on Sundays, either 8 or 8:30 Pacific time, till about 9 or 9:30 Pacific time, or 12 o'clock, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So you'll be able to know right up until lineup lock. Obviously, week 1, I will not be there. I'm going to be in Vegas, and hopefully I have some more stories to tell next week. But I will tell some more stripper stories at another date. So anyways, for my man Cuse in the East Coast, I'm Patio Joe, and we are out. Peace.